Good morning. It is a nice, cool morning. It is beautifully overcast, as you can see. And the sun is probably going to eventually make its way out. But before it does so, I'm going to enjoy this wonderfully overcast morning. And I thought we could enjoy it together while I talk a little bit on my way back to Sleepy Hollow here. I've been out for a while this morning already, just walking and thinking. And the first thing that we're going to talk about today is to remind you guys the OGC event, the Old Glory Club event, is coming up here in about a week and a half. So next week's Discordant Dragons will be the last one before the break. So we will be skipping two Empire of Lies Gulag Cafes Thursday, I think the 16th, and then the Thursday after that, because Chris will have to be flying back to London to get situated back over there. So we'll be... There's a car coming, hold on. Okay. We'll wait for another Jeep. There's a Jeep over there. So this coming Monday, which I think is the 13th, don't quote me on that because I haven't looked at it in a few days. But this coming Monday, we will have a Discordant Dragons. But then the one after that, I'll be traveling back from the OGC event that Monday. So we won't have an event then. Or we won't have a Discordant Dragons then. And then, of course, we won't have a Gulag Cafe or Empire of Lies that week because Chris has to fly back to London. So we have sorted that out. Any other bookkeeping or housekeeping stuff? I don't think so. I think we're good. There was something else sort of related to the OGC event I was about to talk about. Oh, it's Hunger Merchant is renting a big van for like 7 or 8 of us to caravan to the event together again this year. So that will be a lot of fun. A big thank you to Hunger Merchant, a friend of mine, and he's a financial supporter of the channel. And he, like I said, his family business allows him a little extra income, so he likes to spend that for fun things for our meetups. And so this year he's renting us a nice big van again. So we'll have the Hate Bus tour all the way down through Pennsylvania and Virginia to pick up me and head to the event towards Nashville. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing that again. So let's pause here and admire how beautiful it all looks. I do love it here. I know I show you guys this a lot, but it's because I love it. I am so thankful to get to live here and see all of this anytime I leave my house. It is so lovely. Even the drainage pond is nice here. Drainage ponds are not very nice. But anyway. Well, let's talk about Shiloh and saying the N-word to a little kid. And all that has happened because of that. I'll be talking about it a little bit on my channel streams, of course. And I'm not going to cut here. I'll just let the car keep on. Somebody's pulling in right here. That's unusual. So, we're going to talk about Shiloh. We're going to talk about, I think was it Shiloh? I don't remember her name. The tattooed lady who said the N-word and it went viral. I've already forgotten her exact name, but that's okay. As soon as I want to talk about something important, every time on my morning walk videos, it's like there's a cosmic tax I have to pay. Every time I try to start talking about something serious, a bunch of cars happen. Have you noticed that? I noticed that when I'm editing. It's weird. It's like a cosmic force behind it. Very strange. Probably just timing, but you know. Anyway, let's start over. I have some thoughts to share about the viral white lady, presumably white, she looks it, who said the N-word to the kid and flipped off the presumable sex pest from Somalia that was, for whatever reason, at a kid's playground recording stuff, which is pretty suspect. So, my take on it is this. White people being indignant and lowbrow and low IQ reactionary against anything that is threatening them is better than them cucking to the anti-white narrative. It ain't great, but it's better than just being a cuck, right? It's better than just being a pushover or a broken white person that has no dignity and no pride or nothing. Now, I think that this is more of a litmus test of where we are at. It doesn't necessarily mean it's good for us, because I don't think somebody going viral for calling a kid the N-word and then flipping off some non-white sex pest, I don't think it going viral for her saying the N-word is good. I even made a tweet about this a few days ago, because I don't think that hostility is helpful or constructive. Now, it's better, like I said, than just laying down and taking it, but it doesn't really help. Being indignant and angry doesn't fix anything, because me and my kinfolk have been indignant and angry about this shit for decades. There's a lot of people who've been angry and indignant about this shit for decades, and nothing's been fixed. When you look at using racial slurs and racial hatred as a platform, even the guy known best for that, George Lincoln Rockwell, he mostly was doing it for a publicity stunt. He was doing it for agitation, for agitprop. He didn't really think, I don't think, from what I've listened to his speeches, I don't think he thought that stuff itself was going to make a difference. That was just to get attention and to agitate the other side. He still talked about needing policy and unity and building better communities and shit, all the stuff we talk about. So, we're going to head down Sleepy Hollow here. Oh, hi, good morning. Little robin. No, it's not a robin, that's a... No, I think that's a robin. Hi, bird. I haven't done bird talk and bird studying in so many years, so I'm pretty sure that's a robin now. Alright. Anyway. Boy, look how nice it is out here. Isn't that pretty? I love living here. That's what I call my little Sleepy Hollow. That's where I go through to get home. So anyway. I don't have a whole lot to say about this. We'll wrap it up. But basically, I view this viral thing as a litmus test to show that baseline white people who are paying attention are ready for a change, and they're upset and angry. That's what it shows me. It's a litmus test of where we're at right now. And when it comes to why I don't think we should use racial slurs, because I was raised to think that that's ugly and stupid. Like, not just my teachers, but my family, grandfather, grandmother, the people who raised me right out here said if you only have something ugly and hateful to say, it makes you sound dumb or mean. And maybe you should consider saying nothing at all until you can come up with something more constructive to say. And so that's how I view racial slurs. It's not that I think, oh, we shouldn't say racial slurs because that's a no-no word and we have to be good to the Browns. That's not what I think. Like, I don't care if people are mean and nasty to each other, because that's just human nature. That's how things are the world over. People are angry and low IQ and low brow all the time. But I don't see being openly confrontational and calling non-white people slurs as anything that will lead us to something good. Especially in the short term, because right now, the anti-white narrative, the government, and corporations give non-white people carte blanche to attack white people for almost nothing already, let alone being provoked by you saying the N-word or some other slur word, right? So, another reason why I don't think saying slurs is good is it puts you at great risk. You're already at risk if you have to get in front of these rabid non-whites anyway. And if you agitate them, well, you're just asking for it. So, again, it's also intelligence. Like, don't go into the jungle and piss off the tiger and start hitting hornets' nests with sticks. Those things are already dangerous. You already have to watch out for them. That's what it's like around all these immigrants and non-white people. You have to be careful already anyway, because it's just a time bomb of problems waiting to happen. You want to agitate that? You want to kick that hornet's nest by calling them slurs? That's just dumb. So That's my take on why saying slurs isn't constructive or helpful. It's not that I think that it's naughty because we have to be good to the Browns. It ain't like that. But I just, if this viral incident coming off the heels of the one in Texas with the father who totally cucked, I can't remember the name right now either. But coming off the heels of that, looking at that black kids or young black guy's GoFundMe with all that money coming in, and you see the messages on both sides. You see hate Whitey, kill Whitey on one side, and you see, not as many hateful messages, but there's still plenty of hateful messages over on that lady's GoFundMe too, and it makes me wonder. Is intelligence behind this? Because when you look at the donations, a lot of them are just multiple donations of the exact same amount over and over and over again in rapid succession. Like it's an algorithm or a program doing it. And then you see a whole bunch of stuff being pushed to the news, pushed through social media, which now I know, supposedly, since Elon Musk bought Twitter, that ain't much of a thing anymore, but I don't trust him and I don't trust Twitter. So it's going viral on Facebook. We know that despite what Zuckerberg says about scaling back and not working with the government anymore, I don't believe him either. So you still will have intelligentsia embedded in media and social media. And how much of this is actually genuine? We don't know. And I hate to sound all tinfoil and crackpot about this, but people get mad and flip each other off and say ugly words to each other all the time, every day. Every race does it. Every religion does it. The lowbrow, regular folk say ugly, coarse things to each other all the fucking time. This goes viral after the black guy killing the young white guy, or young white kid. So it makes me wonder how much of this is being puffed up by people who want this to be the front line of the discourse. And I'm not saying that these events were orchestrated by like the CIA or anything, but we know from years of observation that a large percentage of the time, if not the majority of the time, when things become truly viral and get big enough for my mother to hear about it, it kind of requires the cooperation of syndicated corporate media, people that have their finger on the pulse, allowing stories, like as an editorial choice, to be promoted by material. It's not like a meme that goes viral because it's funny. Stories like this usually have someone either putting their foot down to slow it down or taking their foot up to let it go, and they decide where on that scale they let it be popular with media syndication. We've seen this over and over and over again with all kinds of stories. Remember the Hunter Biden laptop? So again, I'm always skeptical when this kind of thing just explodes into the zeitgeist and is all of a sudden everywhere, and every talking head on every channel and even syndicated news is talking about it. I find it all very suspect. So again, don't just hurl racial slurs at people you don't like. It's not smart. It doesn't make you look smart. It might feel good for a second, but it could get you killed. It could get you doxxed. It could ruin your family's life. I mean, Millennial Woes just posted an article on his Substack about the absolute hell he went through being doxxed and dragged through the mud, and how it ruined the last few good years he could have had with his mother because he had to move and get away and leave Scotland out of fear of retaliation. Make smart choices. Fighting the good fight means being intelligent about it. Don't just throw your life away and martyr yourself for no reason. It might make you feel like a hero for a moment, but it's not really helping a lot. It doesn't really do much, and it just ruins your life and makes you have a much harder go at things. And if you have loved ones who depend on you, then you're damaging their lives too. So just be smart. Don't kick a hornet's nest. Don't go to places. Like if you see a weird Somalian at a kid's park, especially if he's recording stuff, either call the police or call someone you trust who will get rid of him. Don't confront him and hurl the N-word at him, because he might fucking kill you. Or something else, or record it and do the viral thing that just happened to this lady. Be smart. Like, it's going to require dedicated action and intelligence to shut down the anti-white narrative and to recapture the things that we need to have a future worth living. So don't be dumb and don't throw your lives away. That's basically my message here. So I think we'll wrap it up with that. Let's walk up here real quick, and we'll wrap up by looking over here at the beautiful sky. Oh man, it's so pretty this morning. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Me and Chris will be here Thursday night, but then we'll be off for 2 weeks. So we will let that be known on the Thursday night stream. And I'll see you guys there. Have a great week. God bless.